Now the original shepherd's pie, give you a bit of history about this dish. The original shepherd's pie was actually made of lamb or mutton. Shepherds, they were out tending the flock. They weren't looking after the cows. They would be cowboys. So shepherd's pie, originally made with lamb, over the years has been modified because a more acceptable version, a more popular version, is made with beef. That's the version I'm going to show you right now. Here's what we're going to do. Get yourself a bit of inexpensive beef. I want you to dice it to right about, about a 1/4 inch is what you want. Take off a lot of the fat, but I tell you what, leave a wee bit because a wee bit of fat is great for flavor. Super simple. Nice big skillet working, getting nice and hot. We're going to flour the meat just till we got all those cubes nicely covered. Bit of salt and pepper. There you go. Where would you be going now? Look at that. Now we're going to introduce it to the pan. What you don't want is to get a boiling action going on. Into this, for a bit of extra flavor, I've got some beautiful bacon fat here. I'm going to add it to my oil. And this is just, I'm using a little drop of olive oil. You don't have to use extra virgin or anything expensive like that. Here we go. So what I've got here now is a wee bit of olive oil. You can use canola, corn, whatever you want. Really, it's just a medium to help us brown our meat. And in goes some of this meat. Remember, small batches work best. Be a wee bit patient at this stage because the browner the meat, the more incredible the finished result. We're going to sear it in oil. We're going to get a nice crust on the outside of this beef. You see all this beautiful golden coloring? That is the juices of the meat combining with the flour and sticking to the bottom of the pan. These are those beautiful brown bits that cause the wonderful flavor that we're looking for. Now you will see here that your meat is going through a little bit of shrinkage. Now, shrinkage is not usually a good thing, but in this case, you're kind of looking for that because it's telling you that your meat is cooking. This batch of our beef is brown and beautiful. Getting it out of the pan. Here I go. Away it goes. Now, you'll notice I'm leaving some of the oil and I'm leaving some of these beautiful bits and pieces. What we're going to do now is we're going to sweat off our vegetables. What I've done here is, this is a basic mirepoix. Now, you know what? That's a very chefy sort of a word. It's all it means is you have a few nice, fragrant vegetables. See, the pieces are a little bit larger. This is not refined cooking we're doing here. I don't want that. And I want you to see them and taste them in the final product. I don't want them to melt away to nothing. So we're going to go ahead and add them right in there. There we go. Now while they're cooking, what we're going to do is we're going to agitate them a wee bit, moving the bottom bits up. The vegetables are still hard, but they're just starting to release some juices, just starting to cook. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to season this a wee bit. Here's what I've got. Fresh chopped garlic. I have a wee bit of dried thyme. Pepper, salt, chopped parsley here. These are aromatics. They give you that beautiful fragrance and they add that level of flavor. We're going to add a wee bit of flour. Not much, just a little tad like so. All right? We're looking for this to work as our binding agent. You don't want to see any baldy bits of flour. You want your flour to be incorporated in here. We're now going to add a drop of Worcestershire sauce. There it is, right there. That's about 1.5 tablespoons. We're going to add our beef back in. So the beef is now going to marry with the aromatics, the herbs, the spices, the salt, the pepper, the flavorings, the vegetables. They're all ready. All we need now is a little bit of beef stock. There we go. Now, I've just put enough beef stock in there to generously cover our mixture in the pan. And you know what? We're virtually finished now. Watch this. Foil on top. Cover it up. Into the oven we go. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Let's give it a shot. I didn't want to insult your intelligence by explaining to you how to mash a potato. I know you know how to do that. But we're going to do something a wee bit different. Now this potato, it's all mashed and ready. What I'm going to do is add some egg yolk. First of all, the egg yolk is going to enrich the potatoes. And unlike milk or cream or any other liquid, it'll keep them from breaking down. When we bake these potatoes, we want them to form a crust. This already has salt and pepper and butter. Now, here's my special little ingredient. We drop a nutmeg. See that? Grated nutmeg. Terrific in this dish. Now, just a wee bit, little goes a long way. We're going to mix it through. So if you're using a nutmeg, skip the mace. Okay, this is ready to go. Away it goes. Look what's happened here. Perfect consistency. The meat is fork tender. I mean, absolutely. And look, here's the beauty. The vegetables, do you see this? There's still a bite on that vegetable. Do you see they haven't cooked away to nothing? Often you'll see people, they'll start a big old hunk of stew meat. They'll throw the vegetables in at the very beginning. What happens? They're cut too small. They fade away to nothing. You don't get the glory of the vegetable. Here, there's the glory of the vegetable. Let me tell you. Here's what I'm going to do now. Right here, I have me ceramic casserole dish, liberally buttered it. And make sure you butter around the edges too, because you're going to have some potato there, no doubt. All right, here it is in all its glory. Look at this. Here's the base of our shepherd's pie. I mean, if you could smell this, let me tell you, you don't have to be a chef to make this. You don't have to be a chef to make this. And now, you don't have to be some sort of Picasso here, some sort of a Rembrandt, putting your potato on top. It's just going to cover. What I'm going to do when this is finished is we're going to cover the top of this with a wee bit of cheese. Well, because this dish is from the British Isles, the cheese that would be traditionally used there would be cheddar. That is the coup de grace. That's the last step. We're going to pop this in the oven, get it all bubbly and golden and awesome. All we're doing now is we're putting a fine crust on it. We're getting it all golden and bubbly. So I've got this thing. You want it at about 400 degrees. Bang, bang, bang. It's not going to take but 10, 12 minutes. And you're going to have a beautiful traditional shepherd's pie like that. Well, get a gander at this. Shepherd's pie. Look at that gooey cheddar cheese on top, the brown potatoes, the bubbling gravy. All right, I don't know about you. I'm starving. I want it on the plate. I have to have it. Here it is. This is the ultimate comfort food right here. Potatoes, cheese, slow simmered tender beef. Died and went to heaven. Nothing like it. And I tell you, I doubt that many shepherds ever had a meal this good waiting for them when they got in. You try this recipe at home, and I guarantee you, you will be moved to jump into your car and travel no more than 90 miles and find culinary treasures like this one in your own backyard. So we'll see you 90 miles down the road. I'm Chef Garrett. Cheerio for now.